The important thing is, it's not an anecdotal story. The last thing that you want to do is a string of people from the motorcycle community, one after another, telling anecdotal stories about how they're pulled over on the side of the road and how their mother or their brother or their father or their uncle, we all have these stories, were abused by a police officer. What you need is tangible and specific evidence that establishes a pattern that you can show a legislator, not just here. See, feel, and hear. The way that we've done that for the last 20 years, or attempted to do that for the last 20 years in the Confederation of Clubs, is through incident reports. Everybody's seen them. We have them back in the room, and I think every state has probably created their own. When you get pulled over, fill out a little card that says, this is what happened to me, and this is why I was profiled. We've been doing it for 20 years, but the one thing that we haven't been doing is organizing and data banking that information and making sure that we utilize that as a piece of evidence in the legislative arena. What that means is when I walked in to testify, I had 500 incident reports in my hand that I could say, look, every individual in this room, and it was a room full of pack holders like y'all, that filled up every seat. Every single one of them have been the victim of profiling. It's very powerful when you can visually see them all and you have that tangible evidence in your hand. So how did we obtain, once you get an incident report, how do you make the evidence exceptionally persuasive? And one of the ways that we've begun to do that is public disclosure requests. And we first discovered, or at least I first realized, the power of public disclosure requests, and it predates me. It dates back to 2002 in an important case that involved a document called Biker 101. Through a public disclosure request, Martin was able to obtain a document in a personnel file of a law enforcement, of a state trooper in Washington, labeled Biker 101, which was basically a highly discriminatory training tactic on how to teach law enforcement officers to target bikers on the road. At this point, I'm going to let Martin explain a bit about public disclosure requests and about that prehistory. Because that initial case, that Biker 101 public disclosure request that was granted in 2002, and the injunction we gained against that document, was a very critical piece of evidence when we were in front of legislators. And you know why? Because the state patrol lied to numerous committee members that this document did not exist.